to talk to you a little bit about the British Council IELTS Word Power app, which is free on the Android market. And when you go into it, you'll see that it's very well laid out, as all the British Council apps are, very pleasingly designed. And on this front page you've got different options. You've got the Word Power app itself, you've got Find a Test Centre, which I think takes you to a web page where you can find a test centre in your part of the world. There's some basic information about IELTS. Then there's a share option, which enables you to share, I think, your scores, but also information about the app with other users on Facebook and Twitter and so forth. But I want to focus mainly on the Word Power section itself. If you go into that, you'll see on this first page you've got different topic areas, and things like air travel and learning English, work and business, and a few others there at the bottom. Not that many, to be honest. Let's take a look at the top here where it says air travel, and you'll see there are two further categories here. Now, as far as I understand, the first one is always a reading activity, and the second one is a listening, although both are ultimately connected to vocabulary. So if you click on the first one, you can see at the top here there's a list of words in a white box, and underneath that there's a reading where those words need to go into. So for example, if you come down to number 1 here, and I'll type the answer. I've done this before, so I know what the answer is. Strike. And then you go down to the next one, type it in, down to the next one. The only problem I can see is that you have to keep going back to the top to look at the words, and it becomes increasingly more difficult the further down you go to have to keep going back to the top. And then at the end you can then submit your answers and see what scores you get, and there's some data there as well, and you can then go back and review it if you wish, but I don't. Now the second one there, here, flying when it all goes wrong, this seems to be a listening activity where a word is defined and you have to put the correct word with the definition. So for example,
we were all on board ready for takeoff when the pilot announced that there was something wrong with one of the engines and that a mechanic was trying to sort it out. We sat there for nearly an hour before they decided they couldn't fix it.
And there we go. So it says something, and then you have to link that with the correct one. And then you go to the next one, next one, next one, and then it will tell you if it's correct or not. And this basically is all there is. On each topic there are 2 sections. One is the reading, and one is this sort of vocabulary matching definition activity. So yeah, not much to it really. It's not really, I think, massively related to IELTS, although obviously some of the vocabulary is connected. And I was slightly disappointed with it. It didn't seem that fully featured. It is free, so you can't always expect too much, but the British Council have produced some really nice apps, and so I was a bit disappointed by this one.